Hi Spidey fans, it's your friendly neighbourhood ultimate Spider-Man fan here, and welcome back to another video of me reading my epic Marvel Spider-Man PS4 related book, Hostile Takeover. So we're just going to continue from wherever that was last time, which says we're on now chapter 24. So we'll just do my intro quickly, and yes, I'll be reading 4 pages again because it's 8 pages in total. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share. Hit the bell notification, favourites, and follow me on Twitter as well. Type in the @ all capitals without spaces, the ultimate Spidey SPID. And just want to give you an update on this, guys. I'm actually over halfway through, so I don't know when, but I'm nearly done with the book. After the book, then I actually think I might do a wee review on this if I haven't done one already. I'll have to check my review video playlist, or if you know if I've done one. Then Spy fans, could you actually let me know in the comment section below? That would help a lot. Well, okay, if you want to, but I'll maybe look at the playlist myself. But still, it's in case. I think you know what? Yeah, please do comment below because I might forget. Spy fans. So if you don't want to, that's okay. But I would like it if you did. Thanks. So yeah, let's get right into chapter 24. So yeah, right. Who here wants to play the game? Who here wants to play a game of guess what the Kingpin is thinking? Spider-Man was in a gambling den under a Hell's Kitchen restaurant. He knew it was owned by Fisk, and it raked in big profits every night. It was supposed to. Anyhow, not tonight. He held a big bag of money that he was going to leave at the nearest feast shelter. Most of the patrons had fled when he came in. Now it was just like, now it was just the boss and the muscle. They weren't going anywhere because they were wrapped up in this mess of overturned furniture, scattered cards, stirred chips, and empty beer bottles. Sorry, I've said that ST were the wrong there, Spy fans. I'm looking for information. He said, what's Fisk up to? Why does he have someone impersonating me? What's his favourite brand of protein powder? That dude is huge. No one's going to tell you anything, the boss said. Just put the money down and walk away. You don't want Mr. Fisk angry with you. Yeah, because I can't imagine what that would be like. He held up the bag of money again. Last chance before I put you on the hook for the missing cash. No one had anything to say, so he darted out the door, up the stairs and left. Another evening upended. Upended. Fisk operations. Another night that brought him absolutely no closer to finding out what was going on. A few hours later, after disrupting another gambling den, sorry if I said that wrong, can't read it. And a hijacking operation, he was still no closer to getting what he wanted. A call came in from Yuri Watanabe, so he went up to a rooftop to talk. I hear you're having quite a night, she said. You stealing from Fisk now? I'm not stealing, he said. I'm redistributing. Sorry if I said that wrong, Spy fans. I'll say that again. I'm redistributing wealth. That's not what the perps are telling us. Then I guess it must be true, he said. Perps never lie. I'm just saying this makes you look bad, she told him. Check the Daily Bugle webpage. After he hung up, he did as she advised. There was the headline: Has Spider-Man turned Spider Thief? Reference to Spider-Man 3, Spider Thief. Not exactly on the same level as some of the gems from the J. Jonah Jameson days, and not the worst thing imaginable. It was better that Spider-Man continues to terrorize city. Which one of the city's newspapers had run the day before? All part of doing business, he told himself, but he didn't feel all that convinced. how long could he continue to knock over table and tear up gambling ledgers? None of these guys were ever going to tell him anything. Whatever Kingpin was up to, whatever would make whatever would make him too big to fail, it wasn't going to be stopped by redistributing his poker earnings. Every time Spider-Man thought about giving up, he'd see Annika's face and he'd remember what drove him. This was a matter of the purest sort of justice. He'd known Annika, and so she was the face of the 12 people who had died. But if he were, but elsewhere in the city, there were others mourning, parents and children and friends, and parents and children and friends demanding answers, demanding someone pay. The thought stoked a cold fury in him, a fire he had channeled. He had the power to punish those responsible, and because he had that power, he had the responsibility. At the hijacking operation, he found paperwork leading back to a warehouse supposedly full of goods stolen by Fisk's thugs. He figured he'd go there and see if anyone was feeling chilly. He was on his way when a call came in from MJ. Remember me, she said. We went to high school together. I know, he said with a sigh. I've been a little up service. She says it's weird. I'm really exactly. I'm glad you understand. For what it's worth, I do understand. She said you're not made to sit back and hope something happens. That's why I'm calling you. I have a lead that might be of use. Really? I was in Fisk's heart today. Again, it escaped before he could call the word back. Peter, my job, remember? I interview people. Not all of those people need to go Wilson, Fisk said, though he knew it was exactly what he shouldn't say. Anyhow, she said, speeding over the bumps in their conversational road, I literally ran into some walking slabs of muscle from rocks and Black Ridge. The military contractors, interesting, he said. Any idea what they're up to? Couldn't get anything out of them, she said, but apparently they keep a schedule. They may be getting their marching orders from Fisk on a regular basis. She told Peter everything she learned from the security guard. There was no way to know if there was no way to know how it fit into the picture, if it did at all. But it was something, and something that was exactly what he needed. Benham climbed into the window of his apartment. Sure, no one had seen him. He could never be sure. Not really. Not in New York. Anyone might be looking out their window and see a guy in Spider-Man suit coming and going. To be sure, he'd have to have some sort of sixth sense. Still, he figured he was in the clear. If not, he'd deal with it later. Let them try to comfort him. He sat heavily on his bed and pulled off the mask. He liked the feeling when fresh air washed over him, but he also missed the hot, constricted feeling. Something was always lost when someone else was gained. He learned that one for sure. It had been an entertaining evening watching the false Spider-Man messing with Fisk's gambling places. The guy was starting to lose it, and it was fun watching him unravel. A couple of times Bingham had to fight the urge to step in to take on the imposter, the true Spider-Man versus the imposter. That would be something to see, but it wasn't yet the time. It wasn't the mission. He didn't follow the imposter every night, but often enough Bingham couldn't always find him, though there were places he could go to hide and wait, and the imposter would swing by eventually. He was predictable enough. He was predictable enough if you knew how to think. Most people didn't, but Bingham did. Tonight he just watched, and one of these days he'd see an opportunity, a way to make his life miserable, and when he saw it, he'd strike. So the next morning he was there before 7:30, and plenty of time to watch three beefy men in suits enter Fisktar. If they if they came out with assignments, which is what Spider-Man assumed was happening, he. Right, Spy fans, give me a minute. I'm just going to see how many pages I've went past. Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Could follow them. If he got very lucky, he'd learn something of value. Perched on the edge of a building, he picked up a cup of coffee he bought from a food truck around the block. The owner refused to take his money. At least a few people hadn't given up hope on him. Lifting the bottom of his mask, he took a sip. The coffee was still steaming. It was pure chance. She was about to leave her suit and head down for her first meeting of the day when a flash of red and blue struck her from across the street. Though it was distant, she was certain it was a person in a Spider-Man suit. At first, she thought it had to be Benham, but when she looked through, sorry if you couldn't hear me, that's my fans, but when she looked through the binoculars, she realised it was him. There were enough minor differences that she could be sure. Maybe a typical person wouldn't notice, but Maya didn't miss those sorts of details. What was he doing here? It looked like he was watching Fisktar, but in broad daylight. She couldn't imagine why. As she watched, he picked up a cup of coffee, folded up the bottom of his mouth and took a sip. It was jarring. She'd always known that there was an actual person under the mask, but she'd ceased to think of him as anything ordinary. That he would sip a cup of coffee and then wipe his mouth with the back of his hand. It was uncanny on the subconscious level. She expected there to be nothing under the mask but a void of evil. Even if he was a coffee drinking human being. It didn't make him any less of a monster. He thought he could come here spying and work against everything they hoped to accomplish. What could anyone do about it? After all, it wasn't like anyone would be able to follow him. He hadn't counted on Maya Lopez. He hadn't counted on a woman who was an echo. She grabbed her phone and quickly scanned the morning schedule. Nothing that couldn't be rearranged. She sent a quick text to her admiral and then prepared to run outside. Then she stopped. A pencil skirt wasn't exactly the right thing to wear when leaping from roof to roof. She needed something that would give her the necessary flexibility. Casting her work clothes onto the roof, she changed into what she'd been wearing when she had chased after Benham: black pants and black top gloves. Maya looked at her reflection in the mirror. Maybe she thought this was the day she would confront him. Mr. Fisk said it wasn't time, but some things weren't about choice. Sometimes destiny chose for you. Is this, she asked herself, what she wanted to look like when she finally met him in combat? She wanted him to see her true self. She wanted him to look at her and feel her. She thought of that night in Montana, the bloody handprint. Red wasn't right though, something subtle. She right, one minute here, Spy fans. I might just hang on, I'll just say how many more pages there are. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video, Spy fans. So yeah, we'll continue that next time. Might actually record it right after I end this actually. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Sorry for any bits I might have screwed up. And other than that, thanks for watching. And we'll see how you Spy fans and all of my next epic Spy videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video too. It's your friendly neighbourhood Spider Cap. Over and out. Thwip, 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 thwip.